Welcome back to Great Day. The nursing home COVID deaths in New York State made national headlines, and it also scared a lot of people. Our next guest says, don't let that stop you from letting your loved ones move into a safe, caring environment. David Keaton is president of Retirement Center Management, and he shares the protocols they have in place to protect residents. Good morning, David.
Good morning. How are you today?
Good. All right. There's lots of misconceptions out there when it comes to senior housing. A lot of it has to do with how a place is managed. Let me just point out, this is your business. You all have been doing this for a long time, so you have these protocols in place. Let me start with myth number one. Senior living facilities are COVID-19 hotspots and not safe to live in.
And you're absolutely right. That is something that, a myth has been out there, and there's been a lot of negative press about senior living communities. But we want to point out that there's a lot of difference between assisted living and memory care communities. And what we've found, and we track this very carefully, is that our numbers are significantly lower than general society. We have put protocols in place from the very get-go, making sure that people were masked up, they were checking temperatures. We have a very detailed questionnaire that's in place for every single visitor and staff member that comes into the community every day. And so our numbers, again, that we track are very much lower than we think in general society. And that's because of the protocols that we've put in place.
Yeah, you mentioned visitors who come in, because myth number two is that if your loved ones go there, no one can go visit them.
No, certainly when the pandemic first began, there was a lot of concern, and communities were really scrambling to make sure that everybody was safe. But now that we've got a lot of good information about how to protect folks, we do allow visitors into the communities. Families are able to come in and visit with their family members there, and they can also go out and visit families. So there's a lot of back and forth, and family members are able to visit.
Yeah, myth number three, best to put off plans to move until the danger passes. But as we have heard from so many health officials, COVID's going to be around for a while.
Sure. And, I think what people forget is that, the reason people may need assisted living or memory care still exists. And so, yes, the pandemic's there. We have put in, again, a lot of protocols to make sure everybody is safe. But if you need assisted living because you can't get around your home very easily, or if you have some dementia, those needs still exist. And we are able to provide that care in a safe environment for them.
Yeah. Myth number four, Corona has drastically affected the quality of life. It has in some cases for some people, but you all have also seen some things change for the better.
We have certainly, we've all been affected by, not being able to get out to restaurants and go to the movie theater and so forth. But the actually, isolation is less in our communities than you would find in your own home. People at home are stuck and they're not able to get out and about, where we have staff that are there to help out. We provide activities on a daily basis. We certainly have ramped things down a little bit, and we make sure that we have procedures in place to keep everybody safe. But socialization and the ability for people to interact with each other actually is much greater and available at our communities than if you were to be living at home.
Yeah, absolutely, because a lot of people are kind of tucked away, isolated at home, but this community is protected, and they still are able to do things. In fact, I heard from one of your members the other day who had to go because she said, I've got a happy hour I've got to get to. So just speak to some of the things that they're able to do inside your communities that they probably would not do if they were at home, even during pre-COVID times.
Sure. Well, strictly just, the socialization piece, we are able to spread people out a little bit further. We're asking people to wear masks and wash their hands, and we've got people there to be constantly monitoring. But just the ability to, get together and have happy hours, like you mentioned, to, play card games. Every time I walk through our communities, I see groups of people, again, appropriately spaced out, but they're playing cards and, enjoying each other's company. We have all kinds of exercise programs that are still going on. We have a program internally called Live Life Well TV, and that is for our residents, and we are able to do trivia on there. We have guest speakers that come on, all kinds of information for people to enjoy, and that's something that they just aren't able to access at home.
Yeah, so much for the myth that there's nothing to do. All right, as we know, this population is one of the first to get the vaccine, as well as some of your workers. How's that going among your communities?
Well, I'm really excited to say that we've had 20 of our communities that have already had their first clinic. So they've been out. We've been working with CVS and various other pharmacies to get the vaccine distributed. And a good percentage of the residents, in fact, we calculated that yesterday, about 96% of the residents in those 20 communities have received their first dosage of the vaccine, and our staff are also able to access it. So we're really moving along quickly. We're waiting for our second clinics to start happening, which should be in the next couple of weeks. But again, it's really been exciting to see how many people have participated in the process.
Yeah, and it's also exciting to see how you all handle retirement living. They're absolutely beautiful places. Every day you have people coming in saying, yeah, we'd like to rent a space here. It's like, this is a retirement community, because they can't tell the difference between that and some of the upscale, trendy places to live right now. David, thank you very much.
Well, thank you, Deborah. Appreciate it.
All right. Retirement Center Management has over 17 locations in the Houston area, including Spring, The Woodlands, Katy, Meyerland, Tanglewood, River Oaks, and The Heights. To find the community nearest you or for more information, log on to rcmseniorliving.com. You can also call this number. It's 281-996-0101, 281-996-0101.